Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Hope everybody can hear me well. So today, I'm actually under the weather a little bit, but I wanted to just kind of come on here and answer any questions that people may have. Happy Saturday to all of you. I hope you guys had an awesome week. And man, I'm really just blessed to be back at it again, man. So um, definitely, I want to say what's going on to everyone. Hey, what's going on? Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. And today's live is just really going to be just something informative, something that you guys can take away. But also, I just wanted to answer any questions. Hello, sir. Hello, Ingrid. And I believe is it Sai or C? What's going on, everybody? I missed y'all. It's been a lot going on, and definitely been under the weather. I'm also expecting a little girl, baby girl. So it's been a lot. I've been really, my hands been tied. What's going on, Daryl Williams? What's up, G? So yeah, it's been a lot going on with me, but I haven't forgotten about you guys. Like I said, I'm preparing for my daughter here soon. So I've got a pregnant wife here. Yes, what's up, India? So I thought I'd let you guys in on that secret. So caring for a pregnant wife, which she's, I guess, considered high risk right now. It's just been a lot going on. So nevertheless, I'm here. I'm doing okay, kind of under the weather a little bit, but I feel okay. So I hope all of you are doing great. Happy Saturday. We used to do maybe a couple years ago. We used to do Saturday lives. Like every Saturday, we used to go live and do Q&As. All right, so we're gonna jump into some Q&As. This is your time. I guess you can consider it as like a coaching session. To be honest with you, you can ask questions. If there's something that I don't know, email me and I can get back with you, and we can kind of go from there. So, with that being said, guys, the floor is yours. I will let you guys ask any questions that you have. The more questions that come in, you guys know I can go. I can keep going. I'm trying to think of any updates. That's the only update right now. Um, it's just that I'm expecting a little girl. It'll be my first daughter, so I'm excited about that. Very happy. And I'm done. That'll put me at 4 kiddos total. So yeah, I'm done with having kids. Yeah, I'm done. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Yeah, that's really it. I can't think of anything else off of the top of my head. All right, so the floor is yours. So guys, feel free to ask questions. Also remember that when you ask questions, that also helps the next person or the next subscriber It kind of helps them as well because they may have had the same question or thought, or maybe they have will learn something based off of your question. All right, so let's see what we got here in the chat. Um, and we can also cover some material. I have not completed this book. The four blood types, the four diets, eat right for your type. I hope you guys were able to pick up a copy of this book. Very powerful book. It should be very inexpensive. This book was like $4. So I would highly recommend Dr. Peter J.D. Adamato picking up this book just so that you can kind of see. Also, some news for those of you in the United States. You probably have heard the legendary singer Toni Braxton lost her sister, Tracy. Tracy Braxton, I believe it is, died. I think it was this week, and she died due to I guess it was throat cancer. Yeah, throat cancer. So, yeah, so I send our thoughts and prayers to um, the Braxton family. And as I was thinking about that, it reminded me one time when I went to my ear, nose, and throat physician, and we discovered at that time that I had acid reflux, and the acid reflux was just sitting in the voice box. He was able to take a camera and go through the nose and everything, and the gut, all of that looked good. The stomach, intestines, and everything like that looked good, but the acid reflux was a big issue. And he did say to me during that particular time that acid is not supposed to be pushed up from the gut all the way into the voice box, right? Um, and so I'm not saying that that's why Tracy Braxton died, but I believe though she had some throat complications and things like that. So there may have been a possibility, there may have been some type of link of acid reflux, over time. And I think she was in her 50s, which is still young. But anyway, it's so important. So if you are diagnosed with acid reflux, I know a lot of people that struggles in the area of halitosis. They have been diagnosed with acid reflux. Um, or another term we use is silent reflux. All right. Silent reflux is like you don't have heartburns, you don't feel like your chest is about to burst out, from it burning. Um, but it's just the mucus just sits right back there. And the only way you're gonna really know is if you the only way you're gonna know is if you go to an ear, nose, and throat physician, and they're able to diagnose it. So yeah, it's important that you eat better, eat right, and eat according to your blood type. And I believe all of that can be reversed. All right. So that was just a side note. So for those of you that know of Toni Braxton, she did lose her sister Tracy Braxton, and it was through due to throat cancer. I think she had some just throat conditions. So all right. So with that being said, let's jump into some Q&As because I know you guys are live and ready. All right, so what's up, Daryl? What's up, India? Thank you for the congrats. All right, so we've got here. I suffered from bad breath from the nose and not the mouth. I've removed the tonsils, and I recently done the DNS surgery. All right, so the DNS surgery, I'm not sure what that is. I guess that's just the um tonsil surgery. Is that what it is? So yeah, we'll come back to say. Um, all right, Daryl, what's up, sis? Did you have a feeling of something stuck in your throat? Yes, sir. Sometimes. Okay, so let's backtrack, guys. All right, so let's see. So let me let me clear the chat out so I can so you guys can so I can see myself. I don't know if you guys can see the chat stuff up. All right, So what was your first sign of breakthrough, the bad taste in your mouth going away? So my first sign of breakthrough is when I got on a when I started going on a fast, a detox. Um that was really the first sign. I had done everything, from, you know, going to bad breath clinics to having sinus surgery because I did whatever, what the doctors had told me to do. Was a clean person. So for those of you that, because I get emails all the time. I mean, almost every day or every other day, people saying I'm clean, I bathe, I brush my teeth, and that's the thing what a lot of people don't understand or that they don't realize that you are actually a lot of halitosis sufferers are actually some of the most clean people. Like they probably brush their teeth multiple times per day. Um, but I noticed my breakthrough when um when the symptoms started to go away. Like like right now I'm congested. This is a little different. It's just kind of like a head cold. And there's a backstory behind that. So the backstory with what I've got going on now is not related to it is mucus, but it's not related to a digestive mucus in terms of from the gut coming up. This is more of a head cold, more of a cold type ordeal going on. It's because I'm sleeping in the bed with my wife, and she's going through these hot flashes, and this fan is just going. So, and then even in my chest, it's a difference between your chest mucus and head cold congestion. That's a different type of mucus um than ongoing mucus sitting in the back of your throat. Now, what that is, the mucus, ongoing mucus sitting in the back of your throat, is based on your diet. It's based on your diet. It's based on um, the foods that you're eating and how it affects your autoimmune system. So, um, you know, there can be some linkage. Like, so for example, I have a head cold right now. Fan is going. There could be a linkage in diet as well. I must admit that I've been kind of off track a few days, and I felt myself kind of. And then I had a cigar or two, so that could have been what kind of helped with bringing it on. And then my kiddo was sick, so I don't know. It could just be some stuff going on with that, just kind of people in the home not really feeling well, and so everybody's kind of passing it around. On top of that, the fan. But in terms of ongoing, everyday, this mucus in the back of the throat, that's a big issue, and that has everything to do with your blood, your diet, and basically what your system is telling the brain. Your system is saying, "Hey, I need you to produce more mucus because something is invading you." Like mucus is a good thing. All of us have mucus, but when you have an excessive amount of mucus, that causes your body, it's basically saying your system is being compromised with some type of foreign pathogen or some type of bacteria, something it doesn't know, but it starts to produce a overproduction of mucus, and a lot of times it's because of your diet. So how did I know when I didn't have it anymore? I just stopped feeling like the mucus wasn't there. When the mucus is there, um, now that's when you start really having those other smell, like the smells. All right. So a lot of times the mucus can trap and hold bacteria. It can trap and hold, if it's acid reflux pushing up food contents. It's basically undigested food that pushes up from the stomach through your esophagus, right, and it'll sit. Sometimes you can regurgitate, or sometimes you may not. All right, hold on, give me 1 second. I got people calling me. All right, okay, what we got? So, all right, where we at? Let me go back. Let me scroll back to the questions. Keep them coming, guys. Keep them coming. So a lot of times you'll smell it in your nose. It may not necessarily be your nose. It may just be the mucus sitting. And I'm only going based off of when I did an ear, nose, and throat examination several years ago, and he showed me on the recorded screen where the mucus was sitting. It looked like, it doesn't even look like mucus. It looks like clear, like, like clear, like egg yolk. If you take the egg yolk, not the like the egg white, it looks like clear egg white, but it's really like acid. Okay, so a lot of times, um, I can produce that if I drink coffee, but it's not on a regular basis. Or if you eat, like, let's say, a lot of chocolates and different things like that. So I try to stay away from it. I try not to eat a lot of it, large amounts of it. But there's certain foods that you're eating can cause that to trigger. Even caffeine can cause it. Your lower esophageal splinter to open up, and that can cause the undigested food contents to start to come back up. All right, does that make sense, y'all? And it'll sit there, it won't go anywhere. It can cause white tongue. It can cause, the smells or the taste changes. All right. Oh, okay, okay. Deviated septum surgery. Okay, CT. Gotcha, gotcha. Thank y'all. All right. So yeah, that's one way you can feel like something is stuck in your throat. Um, Tristan Graham, what's up? Excuse me, guys. Says that's true. People with bad breath are clean people. Yeah, and I'm only speaking, for myself. And the ones that reach out and say, "Hey, I brush like 4 or 5 times," things like that. So you just really, I'm just tell you guys what you're gonna have to do. This is just what worked for me. I'm really gonna encourage you guys to get this book if you can afford it. If not, um, there may be a PDF version on Amazon. If not, I can try to. If you can't afford it, we can. I don't know. We can work something out where I can try to type some stuff up. Of course, I can't plagiarize, but I'll have to give credit to Dr. Peter J.D. Adamato. But basically, you want to figure out what your blood type is. Figure out what your blood type is, and then from there, eat according to that. I think that's going to be your best results. There's all types of diets out here. You got the Candida diet, which I do highly recommend a Candida diet. I do have one. Email me if you need it. I do have an extensive Candida diet where there's supplements that you're taking, 3 times a day while you're on the diet. But yeah, definitely. Get your hands on this book and start eating, according to your blood type. Try to get to your doctor and have your doctor to give you a blood type test. All right. And like I said, I just stumbled upon this information. Like, maybe it's not nothing new. This stuff has been out since like 1992, 94. But try to get your doctor to, you know, give you a blood type so that you can eat according to that. All right. All right. Can y'all hear me? I'm sorry. My hand is probably hovering over the microphone. Can everybody hear me? All right. Good deal. CT says gluten-free diet. Gluten can cause bad breath and dry mouth. Yes. And some grains, like if you eat like corn, a lot of rices and stuff like that, those starchy foods can also cause dryness of the mouth and bad breath. That's so true. So what you're gonna notice, how I got my breakthrough and my result was, and so that's why I know to continue. Like, if I've had a couple days of bad eating or just kind of off eating, I know that I need to, I know what to cut out, what to eliminate. Okay. So what you got to do is, number one, you want to eliminate caffeine at least for like 60 days. All right. If you can, it's going to be hard for you caffeine lovers, you tea lovers. Let's say you're not a coffee drinker, but you like tea or you like those monster drinks and all of that. You got to eliminate that. That's number one. That's a big one for a lot of people. Number two, you got to eliminate alcohol. All right. If you're a drinker, even if you're socially, maybe you don't drink every day, you got to still eliminate it because you got to give your body and your system a chance to truly heal. So that's two. two things: caffeine, alcohol, right? Those are the hardest two for a lot of people. The next hardest thing, excuse me, is sugar. You got to eliminate sugar. Sugar is what feeds the bacteria, and it really causes your system to really just be compromised. All right. It creates it feeds the it can cause worms, it can cause parasites, it can cause these living organisms, the bacteria, bad bacteria to grow. So you got to eliminate that. Those are three things. Those are the three major ones. The fourth major thing is you got to eliminate gluten. I know gluten is in almost everything. So when you eat, basically your diet needs to be like, let's say if you're gonna eat animal protein, right? You need to have an animal protein, and then you need to have a side. Your side may be like green beans or squash or zucchini or um a salad with like apple cider vinegar dressing, blueberries, strawberries. So that's how your meals have to be. You have to eat like this for a while. Let's say you don't want animal protein like chicken or anything like that, then you can maybe do like fish, be like a pescatarian, and you'll have either a leafy green vegetable or a green starch like green beans, or you can have like squash or avocado, things like that with your fish. All right, you're only eating like 2 to 4 ounces of that. You don't want to overeat it, just enough to get a measure of the protein, and you have to do this over time. So what I did was I went on a leafy green diet, a vegetable diet, fruit diet. I drank a lot of water. I eliminated caffeine. I eliminated gluten. I eliminated all of that. And I went on like a 30-day like detox. During this time, I didn't know what to do or what I should be doing. I just felt like, man, I had to do something different. All right. I had just came off of my sinus surgery, and I thought life was good. They gave me this antibiotic, killed off everything. After about maybe, I don't know, 4 weeks or so, 3 weeks or 4 weeks of me being done with the antibiotic, the bad breath thing came back. So I realized that um later on, I didn't know then, but later on, I realized that my system wasn't truly like healed. Like, your gut take it, your system, your digestive system, your gut can take anywhere from 90 days. So that's 3 months all the way up to 6 months to truly, fully, like truly heal. So even though you may get an antibiotic or some type of medication to help with whatever, your system still has to run its course, meaning your intestines, you got your gallbladder, you got your liver, you got your kidneys, you got your intestinal walls. So like for example, I know I had leaky gut for sure. I used to be gassy, I used to be bloated, I used to get like stomach cramps, sometimes like these little cramps. So if you have any of those symptoms, your issue could be leaky gut, right? Um, so it takes time for those gut. It's called a gap junction. If you look up leaky gut and click on the image for leaky gut, you'll notice that you have what's called gap junctions. Well, as you're eating processed food, if you're taking, like if you're female and you take birth control pills, or if you take antibiotics, that can start to separate or to tear those junctions. Or if you're smoking, or if you're drinking alcohol, or if you're eating processed foods, the gluten, all of that, it strips away, everything that you need from your system. I'm sorry to tell you guys that, but that's the truth. That's what happens. And so when that happens, your body starts to react in certain ways that you're just not used to, like the smells, the mucus. Um, what else? You can be tired a lot, or have mood swings, or just don't feel motivated, or you have these cravings for sugar or sweets or to drink, and the list goes on and on and on. So let me get back to some questions, guys. All right, everybody can hear me good? Okay. That my ENT tells me, I don't know who is this calling me, guys. All right, hold on. All right, my ENT doctor tells me in my throat as reddish like ulcers. Right. Okay. Yeah. So if you do have an issue with ulcers, again, you definitely have to be on a diet that's going to not cause those ulcers to overreact to react. Um, and really, it's just staying the course with it until those ulcers heal. A lot of times they will give you for those ulcers like a PPI medication, which is an acid reducer, to help so that the acid that's in your gut won't irritate the ulcers. But I think if you can just eat better, change your diet, don't overeat, don't eat too much, don't drink, don't smoke, don't mess with a lot of sugars or processed foods. Um, eat to where you're about maybe like 80% full and then stop. Drink, good quality water. I believe it'll just heal, over time. It'll go away. All right. That is really based on your body. Um, India says, yeah, I noticed dry mouth when eating gluten too. Yep. You definitely got to just continue to consume water. Um, Sometimes squeezing a little lemon or lime in some water and taking it with you throughout the day can really cause a awesome you'll be going to the restroom like peeing, but it can cause a really good alkalinity in the mouth and cause you to really like just have a better smell. All right, let's see what we got. I saw something earlier with black tea. I didn't hear really good things about black tea, drinking black tea. Somebody had mentioned something about black tea. Yeah, I read where black tea wasn't the best for you, but don't quote me on that. At one point, I heard or thought it was good, but then I also read something that said it wasn't the best. So yeah, I don't really drink black tea. Um, can I do an enema for eliminating gluten and bad bacteria? So the enema would just be pretty much to cleanse out the colon area. But what you got to do is to kill off bacteria. Um, you have to take like antifungal supplements. That's the only way. And then you got to eat healthy. So that's for all of you. So to kill off bad bacteria, some antifungals that you can take are they have Candida. It's a Candida cleanse, like Candida ABX is one. You can find them at like vitamin shops, or you can find them at like Amazon if you can order online. Also, you can do things like apple cider vinegar, but apple cider vinegar is a more of a longer term, so it's a more of a natural approach. The supplements can be natural, but they do have other stuff in it. But the apple cider vinegar can kill off these bacteria. They don't like bitter stuff. You can take oregano oil or oil of oregano. um, they do have pill version or they have the liquid version. Which one do I like best? I've done both. Probably the liquid version is stronger. It absorbs quicker. Just place it under your tongue, you squeeze it, you drink your water, or you can put it in your water and shake it up. And you can take that up to like about 90 days or so, depending on how bad your situation is. It'll start to kill off those bacteria. Um, what else? You can take garlic with a listen or garlic cloves, cut them up, boil some garlic tea and drink it. However, it can be very offensive, the garlic, just drinking it straight up. Garlic is strong, but hey, you got to do what you got to do. They do have the odorless garlic. So those are some of the antifungals that you're taking. So if you're bypassing that and just taking a probiotic or a prebiotic, you're missing the mark. You're basically saying, hey, I'm going to add good bacteria in with this bad bacteria, and I'm not going to kill anything off. That's basically what you're saying. So it's kind of hard to see some massive or major results like that. All right. So you have to focus on diet, eliminating those items, processed foods, alcohol, gluten, sugars, all right, caffeine, removing that. Those things are all going to compromise your system. It's going to basically, it's going to mess with your nervous system. All right, it's gonna mess with your nervous system. It's gonna mess with your autoimmune system. It's going to cause gut discomfort, which then is going to lead the way for these bacteria to come in. Because again, what's happening is you're smoking, you're drinking, and I'm not saying everybody does this, but I'm just giving examples. When you're smoking, you're drinking, what that does is it opens up the especially if you're a regular smoker. If you're someone that has a cigar like myself, I have a cigar every blue moon. It's not going to hurt anything, had a cigar like last weekend, but since then it's been a while since I had a cigar, so I'm not a regular smoker. And then the cigars you don't inhale, but you still can, smoke can still get in the system, of course, but you're not inhaling. It's more so for the taste. All right. So anyway, basically, when you're eating these foods and drinking these types of beverages and things with caffeine and stuff like that, and the sugar, it starts to strip away your your system, your gut. All right, your gut, in your gut, you have microbes. So everybody has a gut microbes. You have good ones and we have bad ones. When you start to drink and eat this stuff, it opens up the gateway for more microbes, more bad microbes to get in there. All right. And so that's where the problem starts. Then you start to produce this mucus. Then your lower esophagus splinter starts to open up, which then you have acid reflux. Some of you eat a lot, like at one time, you overeat till you got to unbutton your pants, and then you're like, man, you're sitting stuck. Some people eat like that and then they lay down, right? Very bad. Like if you eat, try to eat early, try not to eat late, you know, or wait 2 hours before you go to bed. All right, so do that. That's just a tip for you. Another tip is what else? That's basically it. Like, so the goal is to eliminate those things. Once you eliminate those things, over time you should start noticing a difference. All right. Some people longer than others. For me, it took like, after like day four, day four, day five, I wasn't confident to be around people, but I noticed a major difference. Like I noticed that the taste wasn't bad, and I noticed the smells. Like when I went to poop, my smells wasn't, it didn't stink. So once I noticed that, I started to, I don't know, psychologically just build on my confidence. It just started to happen. All right. And so that's kind of what you need to be looking for. So for those of you that haven't had a breakthrough yet, we got to sit down and say, okay, am I eating gluten? Is everything I'm touching and putting in my system, is it gluten free? Is everything I'm touching and eating, is it processed? Does it have a lot of like salt, sodium, or sugar in it? All right. If so, you got to remove it. Are you drinking a lot of sugary beverages and sodas and drinks? All right. Are you consuming dairies and cheeses and milk and stuff like that? All right. So these are some of the most common types of um, food items that can cause some issues. All right. Now, with this book, Eat Right for Your Type, some of you can have, um, milk or dairy 1 or 2 times a week, and it's not going to be a major thing for you. You have to test it out to see how your body responds. But just overall, in general, these are known as some of the major food groups that can cause your body to go into a state of inflammation. It's just inflamed. So you've got to really just stay the course with it. All right. All right. Where are we, guys? Good questions. So yeah, so Psy, if I'm saying it right, you can do an Emina, but that's to help you if you're really like constipated. And a lot of people are not using the bathroom. If you're eating 2 or 3 times a day, you should be at least pooping 2 to 3 times a day. If you're only pooping once or none maybe you poop every other day, then you're backed up. Your system is backed up, so you got to lay off of the gluten. You got to stop eating gluten. All right. Let's see where we are. Can I do? All right. So yeah, make sure you guys get tested. Yep, these are all good tips. Thank you, CT. Make sure you guys get tested for irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's disease, celiac disease, because this disease can cause bad breath as well. Most definitely. Yeah. So yeah, these are all, and they all, like, if you were to just do a Google search on IBS, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's disease, celiac disease, if you did a search on these terms, what you're gonna realize is that all of them kind of have some of the same symptoms, honestly. So it's kind of hard sometimes to know what is what. All right. But again, this book shows you, and I'm not trying to, like, I don't get any credit for this book. I'm just telling you guys what I'm finding. This book kind of helps with that, with reversing a lot of these diseases that people may be having. All right, so it's really inexpensive. Just remember, if you can, um, I would say before you get the book though, just go to your doctor to try to get a blood test to see what your blood type is. All right, Ingrid says we can drink caffeine-free tea. Um, I try to drink teas that's gonna have a benefit. Like, so, for example, there's many different herbal teas. So yeah, you could drink herbal teas. I like a lot of detox herbal teas. You got ginger tea. Ginger is another thing that can kill off bacteria. Those bacteria yeast, they don't like ginger. So you just drink you some ginger tea. In fact, I'm gonna get some ginger tea this weekend. Um, ginger tea, cinnamon, stuff like that. Those bacteria, they don't like it. Licorice bark. These are all like the detox tea. I did a video on it. It has a lot of the herbs in it. You can drink. You can buy all of those herbs individually, or you can buy the tea that has those herbs in it and just consume it, and just change your diet and just let the herbs go to work. All right, some of those are cooling herbs, so it can cool the acid reflux down, to help you, and then just kills off those bacteria. All right. Where are we? Yep, gluten can break down the lining of the gut. Gluten can cause acid reflux. Exactly. CT is on it, man. All right. Gargle Mill says, "Can you post the name of that book again?" Yes, I can. In it, when I get done loading the book, let me see. I guess I can try to type it. Let me see what it let me type. I can put it in the description box, y'all. It's not an expensive book. I guess I got this book for $4. If you're paying over that price, you're paying too much. Like, see, this was 23, but this was a used book. I didn't care if it was used, as long as all of the pages was there, and it was, a pretty good book. But this is gonna show you, I think, the best way to eat is according to your blood type. All right, that's just what's from what I'm understanding. That's the best way to eat, to see the maximum result for your blood type, right? Because all of us are different. We were different cultures, and we come from different tribes, right? Different people. And so the book talks about that. It talks about all of that. O type, B type. So I'm an A type, blood type. So according to this book and the studies that they've done on A types, all right, A types, we are the easiest to get sick. That could explain why I am got the coughs and colds and stuff like that. Now, we're the easiest to get sick. Our immune system is the easiest to be compromised, and it is best practice if A types are on a vegan or vegetarian based diet. Never knew that. And it does have a lot of reasonings behind certain things. Like, for an example, when I would eat spaghetti, I don't eat a lot of spaghetti, but whenever I eat spaghetti, it has an effect on me, like the noodles, to where it's like after I eat spaghetti noodles, like if it's just regular gluten, well, not gluten free, but regular noodles, I would get so tired after, like extremely tired, like somebody literally could just knock me out. Like, I wouldn't be able to really do anything. That's how tired I would get. And I've tested it, and so now I know, okay, certain foods they mess with your insulin levels and different things like that. You know, these certain grains and gluten. So yeah, definitely get a copy of that. To see if you're O type or A type or B type or AB type. Okay. All right. Do chlorophyll tablets work for halitosis? What's up, Ash? Um, I've never used the tablets, guys. I never used the tablets. I haven't heard anything bad about them. I've always used the liquid because liquid is just it's quick. I don't have to wait till my system absorbs it. But if you do take any supplements or tablets, I recommend, excuse me, taking them at night, like 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed, so that it gets in your system and that it absorbs. So when you wake up the next morning or the next day, it's in your system. There was a doctor that I used to go to, an allergy doctor years ago, back in like 2008, and he told me that he was like, take your supplements if you can at night. And I liked the way it had an effect on me. You know, when I would wake up, I would feel good. Excuse the mattress in here, guys. I gotta put this bed up in here. But if I had a choice, um, this is another playroom. This we let the kids just play in this room. I need to fix it up. This is kind of like a storage room, a room with toys, man. All right. So I need to put their bed up. Well, this is another bed we got, and it's just been sitting here for weeks and weeks. All right, so where are we? Does the liquid stain your tongue and teeth? Um, I haven't heard of that. No, it will leave like a residue at that moment, but it's not something. It's not anything like for example, a lot of coffee drinkers, their teeth get stained from drinking and sipping that acidic coffee. Excuse me, it's not acidic. I just purchased that book. That's what's up. All right, Gargamel. Let me ask, how much did you pay for the book? Was it like $4 or something like that, or did they charge you more? Yeah, good. That's a good. And they actually have the PDF version, but sometimes I don't like scrolling on the screen and reading like that. Some people do, but um, I don't know. Seem like I just lose my place or something. So I like a physical book. All right, so that's good stuff. Gargamel says they just purchased the book, and I would definitely just go to your doctor to have them do blood work to see what's your blood type. But you have to get a specific test for that. I think they're not going to be able to identify what your blood type is. All right, but these are great questions, guys. What we got? Let's see. All right, Tristan says, I discovered that I have tonsil stones. Can it be treated without surgery? Of course. So the tonsil stones goes away when your diet changes. A lot of times, I don't know too many people that get tonsil stones that's eating a diet that's free from a lot of, like, let's say, like milky things, ice cream, a lot of like gluten products. Like if you're eating that kind of stuff, you're gonna notice, you're gonna get those tonsil stones. Like a lot of breads. Like there was one guy I was coaching. He would wake up every morning. His breakfast is biscuits. Like he'll do like a sausage biscuit or a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit before he goes to work. He'll do like 2 or 3 of them. Well, that bread, that gluten, a lot of it just sits. It's basically called calcium stones. That's all tonsils are. Calcium stones is just from food particles, decayed, undigested food particles, and they get stuck in the tonsils. Uh, it could be because it's getting pushed back up from acid reflux. It can be a lot of different ways as to how they get stuck. That part I haven't yet figured out how they get stuck, but they're basically calcium stones, and what causes them to smell is the sulfur gases that's within them. All right, so that's what caused them to smell. All right, Tristan says I'm not eating any of that stuff. Okay, um, that's a great question. Um, Shoot me an email. I'll get I'll get back with you on that one because I'm not really sure. All right, Gargamel looks like he paid 9.50 for the book. That's not bad at all. Yeah, shoot me an email, Tristan, on that, and we have to figure out something. I know some supplements that you can can um can use to help with dissolving that. Like apple cider vinegar can dissolve it. Sometimes drinking like a club soda because it's kind of acidic can help with eating away at the calcium stones. So that's kind of like some things that you can do. There's even been some studies that show that garlic can help with removing the stones to where they're not popping up. But yeah, if you do have tonsil stones, um, that can cause that will cause bad breath because they're just sitting there. Gargling with salt water. You just have to be careful sometimes with that though, because the salt can make your pressure go up if you're doing it every day. But we got to figure out. I'll do some more research in terms of what's causing you to get stones so frequently. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be an issue there for sure. Yeah, but these are all great questions, guys. Um, so yeah, I mean, from what I know, it's basically with the tonsil stones is just basically having a diet that's free from dairy, a lot of like ice creams, a lot of sugary stuff, and the gluten for the most part. Um, Normally, that's what has worked for me and other people. But yeah, just shoot me an email. We can kind of game plan some things, Tristan, to kind of help with that. Something that you can, we're gonna dig a little deeper to see what could be the reason why your tonsils are, you know, trapping. You're basically it's trapping something because calcium, calcium stones, it just they can be very aggravating. So these are great questions, guys. Great questions. All right. Well, I missed you guys, man. It's been a while since I've done a video, so I was like, let me do a live. I know most people are up on Saturdays. But any questions that you guys have, any breakthroughs that you're seeing? I know for me, um, I've been really just encouraging people to try to eliminate again those food groups or those drinks, like the things we talked about, but also excuse me, really just really trying to reduce stress. I think stress is really a big thing. It sounds simple, it sounds like yeah whatever, but stress has a lot to do with how your body responds as well. So definitely, definitely it's a concern. So you're having bad breath from the nose. It's not necessarily so your nose is what you're smelling, but it's basically it's rooted from your stomach. It's rooted from your gut. So you smell it in the nose, or when you walk by, you may not be talking, but if you're just breathing, other people can smell your breath when you're exhaling. When you're just breathing, sometimes you can, depending on how bad a situation is, it can fill up a room, or it can really be offensive to the person that's like sitting next to you or whatever. A lot of it is just from the nose. So a strategy that I'm going to recommend, and this is a hard one for a lot of people to do, but if you can really master it, if you can really get it, I think it's going to really give you a major breakthrough. Is I did a video called "Get Rid of Stinky Breath from the Nose" or something like that, and I had a squeeze it bottle. Like it's basically using a nasal rinse, but The way that I teach how to use this nasal rinse is a little different. I'm going to try to explain it on this video, so make sure that you guys are with me, ask questions, because this could really be a breakthrough for you guys until your system is able to heal. Um, Basically what you want to do is you want to get you like a large like cup or a large container. You want to use distilled water, and you want to use the saline rinse solution, right? You can make it tonic. Like tonic means very, very like strong, or you can make it just kind of regular, like normal. I do it kind of medium. If it's too tonic, that means it's too strong. It can just really burn the sinus cavity. All right. Now, this is one of my techniques that I teach. I teach it in the one-on-one coaching. I've even put it in the four-phase formula, and I've even put it in on YouTube for people to just look at the video. But I know it's a little difficult to kind of understand. So I'm going to try to talk you guys through it. I'm not going to demonstrate it today. But basically, the squeeze it bottle, normally it's the white bottle. Sometimes it has a little black little nozzle tip, or they have blue ones. They got different ones. Doesn't matter, long as it can squeeze and provide a force. All right, that's what you want. So you want to fill that bottle up with solution. Okay, this is going to help with the bad breath from the nose. All right, and you guys got to really take note to what I'm saying, and then go back and look for that video. When I get off of here, I can drop that link in the description box of that video. All right, but you got to wait to the live upload and just come back to this video and look in the description box. You'll see that video. But it's basically what it is you squeeze. Okay, so there's two ways you can do it. It's not a right or wrong way. The thing is, what we're trying to do is we're trying to work gravity. So normally most people just take the squeeze it bottle and just squeeze it in one nostril and let everything come out this nostril or out the mouth. That's cool. Okay, it does work. However, if you want to maximize this strategy with cleansing the sinus cavity and the acid reflux from the throat, what I suggest you do is you fill that bottle up, but also you have like a cup or a bowl. You want to first go ahead and consume. And when I mean consume, we're not drinking it, but you're just holding it in your mouth, consuming the solution in your mouth, right? And you want to close your mouth and you want to gargle, like say go, like say the word go, like try to say go as you're gargling, go like that, go. Some might come out, but for the most part, you don't hold your head back. Don't do that. You just say go, go, go. Some might come out. It's cool. All right. Or you can kind of muffle your lips and say the word go. Like that. It's going to be very uncomfortable. As from what I've heard from most people, they feel like they can't breathe. Now, if you know how to swim, you know how to hold your breath underwater. With this, it's almost as if I'm trying to explain it because you guys are going to experience it. Everybody experiences it differently. But basically, as you're saying the word go, you want to take one of the solution bottles and put it in one nose. Don't let the water out. Don't open your mouth. Keep saying go and push with this bottle. So it's almost as if you are like, I'm trying to think, how would I express it? It's like a singer, right? If any of you ever tried to sing, hold on. So if you're singing, a lot of time you're pushing out a note, and then once the note is pushed out, then you breathe, right? So you go, then you stop. You're breathing now. But what some people try to do, where they get into issues where they're trying to breathe right as they're doing everything. So it's just like you're singing. So if you're singing, you're not you don't stop in between the note, right? So it's the same way when you are doing this rinse technique. You put something in your mouth to where you can gargle and say the word go. Most people can do that. Like practice doing that first. like as I'm doing that, I'm I'm still I'm doing a measure of breathing, but not really. Like you can practice it right now. Just practice this right now. Say, like I am breathing, but I'm not, like I'm not doing that. So you gotta, so it's kind of like you just gotta have, as you're shooting the water in your nose, you don't panic. It's just like when you're doing your note, when you're singing in a note, you're not panicking, right? To breathe to finish that note, like uh, you don't do that. You just you relax. It's basically relaxing. So you're doing the same thing with the rinse technique. Put some in your mouth. Say the word go. Now, as you're saying go, you can let it out. Like you can let the water out your mouth. And what's happening is you have water inside your throat, and you're pushing the water solution by hand in your sinus cavity. You're creating a resistance. You're creating pressure. So what you'll notice is the way I coach you is I tell you to put a hand up as you're letting the water out. When you put a hand up, if it's slimy or gooky or you have strings like it's webby, like liquidy, like that's mucus, you got to continue to do that process. Continue to do it. Not just one time, not just two times, not just three times. You have to continue to get all of that out and to make sure that there's nothing stringy on your hands. And I show that in the video. You have to get that out. Now that will go away as your diet changes, as you stop drinking caffeine, alcohol, smoking, eating gluten, dairy. As you do that, you're not gonna have to keep doing that every day because it's not gonna your sinuses and your throat, the acid is gonna be clear. All right. And that is going to help with removing. And you do that with both nostrils. So you keep doing it. So you come over here, you pour a little water in your mouth, warm distilled water with your sinus packets, and you do the same thing. But if a way you can gauge whether it's mucus or something slimy in there is you put your hand there right by your mouth as it's coming out, and you'll know you'll feel it on your fingers or your hands. All right. And that's also an indication of your diet, like okay, you got to make some diet changes, or it might be whatever you're drinking. Like for example, I think in that video I did it, I was consuming a lot of coffee. So if I drink a lot of coffee, it causes mucus to build up. It just does. So I try to keep coffee in moderation. It just doesn't really do well with my system like that. All right, so I hope that makes sense. Let me know if y'all have any questions. So that can help with the nose, removing those smells. So a lot of times you might say, "Well, I am using the squeeze it bottle," but that's the way I would suggest that you do it. Like if you do it your way and then do it the way I show you, you might notice that dang, you still had a lot more of that sitting in the back of your throat, which can cause a bad smell, guys. Very bad smell. So you're rinsing that out over and over. You may have to fill up your solution or your cup 3 or 4 times. I know when I first started doing it, I had to do it like 4 or 5 times to cleanse everything out. And then I was able to kind of breathe. I was able to go about my day. And then as I changed my eating habits, I didn't have to keep doing that, because, but best practice will be for you guys to at least try to do that. Like, especially if you work, do that before you go to work. Maybe you have to get up a little bit early, do it before you go to work. Get those sinus cavities clean. You can be in the shower and you can bring your solution already in there. You might have to just bring a big jug, like a big old gallon jug with the solution, and it kind of be warm. And you can do that. You can be in the shower or you can do it over the sink, and just keep doing it until you get comfortable with it. So that's the best way that I could explain how to do the technique to where you don't feel like you're about to choke or you can't breathe. It's just like, again, when you go swimming, you hold your breath, or if you're singing, you're not necessarily holding your breath, but you're just kind of pushing that out, like you're kind of, like I said, you kind of extending that until you're done squeezing everything out the bottle. It's not going to take you long. It's probably maybe 5 to 7 seconds of just squeezing that squirt bottle until you can say, all right, now you can breathe. So it's the same way as you singing a note or singing a song, and you might have to hold a note. You're not really taking a breath. So that's the best way that I can really explain it. All right, and that's going to help a lot. Have you heard of zoo poop gut supplements? I have. I heard good things about it, Ash, and I I do want to try it just to see how it works. Um, Most definitely. So yeah, I've heard good results of that though. So yeah, you think you're on to something. So we'll have to see. Um, Trisha says, even though I have tonsil stones, I don't think my bad breath is coming only from them because after I flush them out and clean my mouth, my breath still smells. Tristan, what other symptoms do you have? Like, do you have, other than the tonsils, do you have mucus? Is your stomach tight? Is it bloated? Are you gassy? What other issues are you having? Sometimes I'm choking in my sleep. When I wake up, my mouth is full of liquid. Can you advise me of what the problem is? Um, it's got to be when you say full of liquid, do you mean like mucus? Because if it's full of mucus, you got to get that out of there. Because you could choke on your own mucus. Um, Mucus is a great indicator that your system is overproducing it. You shouldn't be overproducing mucus. Okay. So when your system is overproducing, that's not good. All right. These are great questions. Yeah. So that's gonna be the best thing for you. Gargamel, just probably trying to you know using a nasal flush to see if that's gonna help you. But that's the way that I would recommend you guys doing it. And then start to change your diet. When you shift that diet, and now you'll have that book, so you'll be able to see more of how you should eat according to your blood type. Excuse me. I think that's going to help a whole lot. Going to help a whole lot. Yep. And some of you may have to do a extensive detox. Some of you may have to do an extensive detox where you're detoxing your blood, your liver, your kidneys, like everything, through using a candida diet. And we do have, information on that too. Mostly I test myself. I don't talk to anyone, but it comes to my nose when I exhale and inhale. Yep, that's gonna be yes, Sai, if you take a look at that video, like once I upload this one, I guess you can come back to it because I do have a lot of videos. Um, or if you have the 4-phase formula already, it should be already back there. I just kind of put it back there. I think that's gonna be really the best video to kind of help with getting it out of your system fast. Because like I said, you can do it Eminem, like to help you with releasing bile from your system, but you're still gonna have to work with what's up here in the throat. So again, your system is your nose, your throat, your stomach, all right, and your mouth. Those are really like the four, one, two, three, four. The four like components. Your stomach, the mouth, the nose, and the throat. Those are all of the components that you gotta work on. Like these are all of the phases. So I call it the 4 phases, but those are, so you gotta look at each phase of it. So you might smell it through your nose, but where is it sitting at? It's gotta be sitting in the throat. So let's see where this mucus is at. So you get the nasal bottle, you squeeze it. Everybody should have a sinus or a nasal rinse that they can buy or purchase in their area, and make sure you sterilize it, clean it, renew it after so many months, get a new one, Use just distilled water. All right, don't use faucet water. Don't use spring water. You know, and you can track to see what's going on with the system. Is there mucus coming out? If your passageways are clean, there's no absolute. Because I get people saying, "Man, I don't have no mucus." Oh, you might not feel like you got mucus, but once you start doing that technique, oh, you got mucus. It's in there. So I think a lot of you got to really got to do it, even though you might not feel like it. Because I get a lot of people saying, "Man, I don't have mucus. The mucus is not my issue." 9 times out of 10 is there. It's got to be because mucus is the root of all this disease. If you're having stomach issues, if you're having bad breath, there's something there's a disconnect somewhere. So we got to figure out. So if you see mucus or acid reflux, that's still a form of mucus. It's a liquid. You may not feel it. Some people feel it, some people don't. The ones that feel it, there may be more mucus back there. The ones that don't feel it, there may not be as much as others, but it may still be present. So you have to rinse it. You have to cleanse it out and get it out of there. All right. And it may not be yellow. Again, it could be just thin. So that's why I tell you guys, put your hands out as you're using the squirt bottle, and that's going to detect, and in the video I showed you guys that I think I had it on, I don't know, it was a lot on one of my fingers or whatever, and I was showing you guys like what to look for, like how to do it so you can know what to look for. Then when I did a day in the life video, I did it, there was nothing there. So I was just showing you guys, as you're dieting, as you're eating, as you're working out, everything is working together. Your body's coming together. You know, you know, it's really, you got to just work on every part of yourself. Your mind, mental, your physical body. You got to get there. Um, and just every phase. All right, and then you should start noticing a difference. Your confidence to start coming. Some of you want to date, man, and some of you, I talk to people. There's a lady, she's gonna be getting married soon. She's like, "Oh, I'm freaking out, man." I gave her some things to kind of help her, to kind of detox, and go on a candida diet to cleanse her blood. Like, there's things that you got to keep going. You're not gonna give up, guys, because that's greatness. You're meant for greatness. So you can't give up on yourself. I'm not going to give up on you. So don't give up. But just go through the routine, see what's going on, see where the mucus is at. Like, okay, if you got something in the throat as you're doing this technique, okay, mucus is here. Okay, I got to change my diet. What did I eat today? Like for some of you, what did you eat this morning? Well, I had a bowl of cereal. Well, if you had cereal, that's gluten, and you had milk. That's going to cause mucus. Well, I don't know what you had, but you got to start tracking what you had. I had pancakes this morning. I didn't, but I'm just saying these are things that, I had a waffle or pancakes, or I had an egg with whatever. You got to start looking at what you're eating, and you got to say, okay, when I eat like this, I feel this way. I notice my mouth is dry or drier during the day, or I notice my tongue is white, or I notice, um, you know, extra mucus, whatever the case may be. And then you gotta if you gotta get all the way to the point where you gotta start journaling, excuse me, the foods you're eating and how it makes you feel, that's okay. That's fine. Okay, that's okay. You just you're gonna have to take ownership over what you put in your body. Because again, I'm not with you when you're eating or when you're choosing these food options. Nobody's with you but you. So only you're gonna know, what your body can have or can't handle. I just give you guys a general overview of these are the foods that causes this, this, and this. And if you remove this, this is what's going to strengthen your system, your gut. Taking supplements like zinc, taking supplements like magnesium, taking vitamin B's, all right, taking iron. These are all minerals. You need minerals. When your system is compromised, ladies and gentlemen, you don't absorb minerals from your foods. If your system is compromised and you ate, let's say you ate a salad or you ate some vegetables, you're not absorbing those minerals, those electrons that you need. Why it's like that, I don't know, but it's just when your system is off balance, you're not able to. It's like your malnutrition. You have a malnutrition going on for certain minerals. You're not absorbing it. It's not fair, but that's just what happens. So you have to force it. So you have to take, a vitamin B or a vitamin B complex or zinc and magnesium and iron complex. They have complexes where they're all combined together. That's what complex mean. They're complex together into one supplement, and you could just take it a couple times a day. That's gonna help you. All right. Is the Candida diet in your course? Yes, Ash. If you have the 4 phase formula, it's in there. What I would do is for you guys is I will give you a if you already have the 4 phase formula, I would give you guys the extensive version of the diet guide, which breaks down certain supplements. I'll just email it to you. It's free. All right, it's free. Um, I'm trying to see how to put it in the back of the 4 phase formula. I'm trying to see how to do it. Yeah, it's gonna be because I have it on a notepad like written out, and normally I just email that over. So yeah, I can do that for you guys. All right. So just let me know. But it just gives a breakdown, like day one, day two, day three. These are the supplements to take, and this is why you're taking them. Or you could choose which one you want. You can go to your doctor and have your doctor test you for candida. They should be able to run a test, or you can just say, hey, you can do it yourself, and then we just go through it. But normally, if you have the 4 phase formula, there was a candida test, like some survey questions, and it'll say, do you have this? Are you bloated? Have you taken this? It'll ask you a bunch of questions like a survey, and based on your scores, your points, if you have more than like 45, 50 points, there's more than likely you have candida just based off of the questions that it asks. But yeah, that is in the 4 phase formula. If you already have that, if you don't, email me. I can send you the link to pick up a copy of that, and everything is in there. And then I can email you the extensive version. It's not anything real long. It just breaks down, this is the order, like day one, like basically for the first 30 days, this is what you're gonna do. These are the supplements you're gonna take for specifically for candida. Not everybody has candida though, but for the majority of people, they do have candida, and candida will make you smell. Right? It causes vaginal odors or issues and or bad breath for the guys. So it's just a deadly combination. All right. DD finally made it to the live. What's going on? Yes. All right. What we got? Anyone, what do you got? Anyone, us, South Africa could be each other support structure. Wow. DD from South Africa, man. That's what's up. All right. Ingrid says, what do you think of almond milk and any other types of dark free milk? Oat milk was known to be a good one. Almond milk. Almond milk to me is a better option. However, now I'm speaking for me on the behalf of me. When I drink almond milk, I do notice that um it still causes a little bit of mucus for me. All right, for me. Um, I believe it is inside of the Candida diet that you can have. Don't quote me on it. I'm trying to think back. Because there's different types of Candida diet guides, but for me, it does cause a little bit of mucus, not nowhere near like regular milk. Um, I don't drink regular milk, but I may have consumed regular milk at times if I have put like a little coffee creamer in my coffee, or maybe I've had like something sweet and they've made it with milk. But for the most part, I try not to. But almond milk or oat milk, Those are some better options. Those are the two safety zones. I have read some stuff about soy milk, but you just got to see which one of those is going to work best for you. You may consume almond milk and you may feel fine or you may be okay. All right. So yeah, that's the thing about that. Let me see here. Trisha says I'm not constipated or bloated. I don't think I'm having a lot of mucus either. Right. But try that technique though, Tristan, if you can. I'll link the video because you'll be surprised. Because you know, um, there are times where you might not feel like so mucus is not always like where you're saying like it's not necessarily always like that. You might have the silent reflux. That's really what it is. But it's also a combination of mucus and acid reflux. So that could be what it is. But you would still have to get that out. So a lot of people that have mucus, they do a lot of the all of that and spitting, all of that. But you may not do that, right? See, like right now, I feel like I have to do that because of this cold. But on the regular, you may not have to do that, right? You may not feel like you have to do that, which is a good thing. But still, when you go through the routine of just cleansing your sinus cavity and the throat, all right, I would do it that way to see if there's anything in there, because it could be a measure of acid reflux. That's what it could be. Um, so yeah, so definitely I would just check with that. Because a lot of people, when we think mucus, we think yellow or green phlegm mucus that's coming out, but not necessarily. It can be clear, like a egg white, clear like that. All right, and that's what carries the smell as well. It could. Um, let's see. My nose is keep running every day. Gargamel, is it like how long has it been doing this for? Has it been like a month, a week, or has it been years running every day? Because something is going on with your system. Because that's one way. Like some people, when they eat, like right now, I feel like I gotta blow my nose. My system is compromised. Is trying to fight off whatever it is that's causing me to be, you know, sick. I don't like to claim being sick, but causing me to be feel like this. So if your nose is running every day, something that you're doing is causing your system to, basically eliminate whatever's going on. Some people get congested where you can't breathe. Like there's been times when I've eaten foods and I can't breathe. Like my nose feels stopped up. Like, you know, a lot of glutens and stuff like that can make my system do that if I'm consistently eating that kind of stuff. But my routine right now is I'll eat healthy. Right now, I've just been on fish, really. A lot of salmon. I eat that. I do it many different ways. Blackened salmon. I may do that with a salad, or I may do that with zucchini, squash, or green beans. Sometimes carrots, just depending on the mood. Um, Let me see. I'm trying to think. Then there are times where, like, say, I may have a little bit of animal protein. My goal for this year, though, is to move over to where I'm not eating any meat, but I do like fish. I do like salmon, and it's very good for A type blood. But I'm really wanting to kind of wean off of animal protein if I can help it. I went out of town to visit some family for family members' birthday, and they had ham, they had turkey, they had all of the like high carb foods, all of the country foods, and I ate a little bit, man. I didn't even really eat much. It was just enough to kind of be social, but I just didn't really want it. I just didn't want it because I already know how it makes my body feel. But I ate just a little bit. Probably shouldn't have eaten anything, but it was, the person that cooked it was a very good cook. She's cousin of mine, and yeah, man. I mean, you just got to know how to manage and maintain, and just kind of, if you eat a certain way today, skip 2 to 3 days, and then eat healthy 2 to 3 days. It's just really about moderation. That's really it. That's the goal. So, you know. Let me see what we got. You guys are doing great with questions. I have a constipation and I'm bloated a lot. Yep. So the constipation is Gargamel. More than likely, I can tell you, um, is the gluten. So whatever you're eating is gluten, or it has like cheese or dairy or sugars or milk or alcohol. I can guarantee you it's something in that along those lines. So when you start eliminating that runny nose is all that's going to clear up. It's just going to stop. Your body's just going to stop releasing this extra secretions of liquid or fluid. Really, it's just fluid, and you know you'll be all right. You'll be all right. But I guess if I had to choose between being having a runny nose or congested, I would probably say a runny nose because I don't like being congested. I don't like anything blocking my airways to where I can't like fully breathe. I don't like that. So I can deal with blowing my nose and the sniffles. I can deal with that, but I don't like congestion. All right, we're gonna be wrapping up, guys. It's about 3 months. Yeah, so that's probably gonna be your thing. Definitely Gargamel. If you don't get the 4 phase formula, I can't remember who all has it or not. Email me because I go through more of why you're doing what you're doing. But the time frame is normally probably at least 30, 60, or 90 days, excuse me, to lay off of those types of foods. You can always add them back into your diet. Like right now, I add them, I do eat those foods, but it's in moderation. I do eat those foods, but I also help my system out. So, to help with the constipation, you can add, and this is before you go on any candida diet, guys. You got to be able to poop freely. So you need to be able to use the bathroom freely. If you're constipated, you don't go on a candida diet constipated. So you need to make sure that you can take a prebiotics, which Benefiber is a good one. That's what I use. I just dip it in water, shake it up, and consume it maybe 3 to 4 times a day, 1 to 2 tablespoons. That's going to help you poop, and it's going to add good bacteria. It's like a fertilizer. It adds good bacteria to your system, to your gut. I actually had some this morning, and I do that a couple times a day. That helps you, especially if I've had some gluten, because gluten is nothing but glue, GLUT, right? GLUE, excuse me. It's glue. Glue is the root word of gluten. It's glue is like a paste. And again, I talk about this in the 4 phase formula. It binds and holds food together. It preserves food so that it can last longer. So, it is what it is. That's kind of part of it. So you gotta help your system. You just gotta know your body, you know. Gargamel says, I only eat fish and chicken. All right. All right. What's up, Ask? All right. Acash, I'm sorry. Master Sir. Was it Namesty, sir? From India. All right. All right. All right. Good to see you. Acash. Good to see you, man. All right. We says omega fish oil is good. Is a good one or not? Yeah, it's a good one. Omega fish oil is very good. Also, olive oil is very good. Like olive oil, very good for the system, guys. Sometimes I just drink. Like last night, I took a little teaspoon of olive oil. I just put on a teaspoon and just drunk it. Very good. Good for the heart, the liver, the lung, everything. Man, powerful. I cook with it. Just take a little bit, just consume it. It helps with reducing inflammation. So anytime, I get sick, I know what to do. It's just I'm in between that phase where it just jumped on me. So Yeah. But any more questions before we get out of here, guys? It was a pleasure taking some time out with you all this Saturday, and for some of you, it may be Sunday, depending on the time frame. Um, any more questions? Any comments? Any words of wisdom for other people? Any trying to think. What else? Um, any feedback that you guys want to add to help somebody else? According to Avadura, low digestive fire causes food to remain undigested, which causes foul breath. Exactly. I like how you said low digestive fire. I like that. It's like low stomach acid. That's what we call it. That's good though. Yeah. It can cause, yep, definitely can cause you to smell for sure. DD says, is it normal for your teeth to also smell? Does halitosis also make your teeth smell? That's a good question. I know no one's never asked me that. I don't know. I would have to say, well, my first guess would be probably no, because I know people whose teeth look a hot mess express, like it looks like rotten, look bad. I know people whose teeth look bad, but they don't have bad breath. So my first answer would be I don't know the answer to that, but my second guess would be probably no. Because I believe that it comes because again it comes from a digestive issue, and based on that digestive issue, like earlier we talked about, it could be IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, it can be candida, it can be celiac disease, it can be SIBO, it could be a long list of those. Notice everything I mentioned is all digestive related, and when it's digestive related, it can cause your system to just shut down. You might not feel sick, but it causes your body to your microbes in your gut to be off whack. It causes your system to just not function. You can be tired, your sex drive, it can be some of you might have like a lot of like facial acne and stuff like that. Some of you get like for the females, vaginal odors or itching going on downstairs. Those are some of the symptoms of what's to come. Okay, Gargamel, you can email me at is all right, I'm gonna spell it out because I don't know how to text on this phone. I'm not on my computer, but it's breath, BREATH, like breath, and then solution, SOLUTION. So it's breath solution, and then it's with WITH. So it's breath solution with McNeely. McNealy at gmail.com. And there's other videos that I have on YouTube that will have the email in there in the bottom. But once I upload this video, I can put the email in there. You guys can email me. All right. And you guys can pick up the four-phase formula. Um, you guys can pick up the four-phase formula um pretty much on any link, or you can just email me and I can send it to you. And it just covers the four phases. That's all we're talking about. The four phases, kind of like the stuff I'm talking about here. But as you guys see, it's so much to cover in a video, right? Like some people say, why don't you just tell us everything like on a video? It's you know how long a video would be. And the watch time for the videos are not going to be that long. So some people just like everything like right here. Okay, do this, do that. Like, what do I do? What do I focus on here, here, here? So in the four phase formula, you know, we have different supplements that people can use. Just understand you don't have to get every supplement that's in the four phase formula. It's just a recommendation. We all live in different parts of the world. So money could be tight. There's some natural stuff that people can do, stuff that people already have at home. And then there's things that if you want to buy, that's up to you, that I recommend, that's going to help you achieve the maximum results. I'm not going to recommend or give you guys anything that, I haven't tried or used, or that's not going to be beneficial. I'm not in the business of doing that. I'm here to help you and to give you the things that, one of the things or all of the things that you could use, all right, to help. That's all I'm here to do. But yeah, you can email me. Um, let's see some last minute questions. What we got? What we got? Ash is asking about SIBO. Oh man, that's another hour there, man. Um, Very, very important question. Please answer, Mark. I have halitosis since years, but when I started gargling with warm water, let me remove my hand off of this. When I started gargling with warm water and drinking 1 cup of warm water twice a day, I controlled my bad breath about 70%. Oh, that's Sadiq. What's up, Sadiq? Wow, I haven't seen you in a while, Sadiq. I have tonsil stones and all the jaundice. Okay, so man, I don't know, man. I would have to say that. Oh man, that's a good one there. Cause again, I learned new stuff too. I don't know what it is about the water. You said he's gargling with warm water twice a day. I don't know what's in the water. Is there anything in the water? Are you putting anything in there? Are you changing your diet? Um, but it could be though. Again, if he's gargling with the water, it could be if he has an issue with acid reflux. Again, that acid can sit, or the mucus can sit right there. And the reason I know is because, again, I went to the ear, nose, and throat physician, and he was able to put this thing up my nose, and it was able to scan what's going on, and it was a video showing acid just sitting there. It wasn't moving, and he was like, this is not. He never said he didn't say he never seen it before, but he was just like, this is not. It's not supposed to be like this. And as I did more research and things like that, I saw that acid reflux, if it's not controlled, if over time it can cause, throat cancer and stuff like that. um, and so you're gonna have to change your diet. It's a health concern for real. But I didn't like the doctor's recommendations because they gave acid reducers. So they basically gave like an acid supplement that you would take every day. It's called a PPI, and that's designed to reduce stomach acid. I didn't like that. All right. So yeah, guys, I'm not sure about the water. The tonsil stones, Sadiq, do you are you eating like gluten-based foods, or like what are you eating? Because again, that those tonsil stones can have a lot to do with the mucus in combination with whatever is being eaten. So if you eat, like, let's say, I'm gonna give you guys examples. If you eat rice, if you eat a lot of starchy foods like potatoes, if you eat breads, all right, these are some, I'm giving like general examples. If you eat dairies and cheese, so let's say you don't eat dairy or cheese, but you eat a lot of bread, or you eat a lot of rice or potatoes, and you have the mucus going on. You might not think you have mucus, but you have that mucus going on. It is possible that you can get those stones just sitting in there. All right. Um, so yeah. So I'm not sure what's up with the warm water. The only thing I could think of is if you're gargling with warm water, you're able to spit that out, and mucus is coming out, or the acid is coming out. You're cleaning the airway. But I know the salt packets help with that, killing the bacteria and helping with that. So yeah, I mean, in that sense, or in that case, it's possible. It's possible that that can help. Okay. All right, guys. I know we've been at it for an hour and 35 minutes. I want to appreciate all of you guys Yes, black seed oil is very, 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 very good. Yes. Um, Black seed oil, ladies and gentlemen. I normally keep some around. It's called common seed oil. That's another name that it falls under. The liquid kind is the best, if you ask me. Very powerful for people. It's a herbal supplement, man, that does, man, it's some good stuff, man. It's gonna help with acid reflux. It's gonna help with, you know, digestive issues, ulcers, everything, energy. For the men, it's gonna help you, in bed, your stand power. It helps with hair growth. If you want to put a little bit on an area that's kind of balling. If you're getting old on me, it just has so many, man. It cleanses the liver, the kidneys. I need to get some more today, actually, while I'm talking. I appreciate that, Tristan. Yeah. Um, so Sadiq says non-gluten, but it could be just like I said, it could be some of the other things like like rice, you know, rice or potatoes or bread. Well, bread, you said non-gluten. It's something that's causing it. Could be dairy based, if you're consuming that, but more than likely it could be just the mucus that's kind of trapping whatever foods. You don't really find it often when people are just eating veggies only. You don't really find tonsil stones there. It's normally from whatever they're eating, like it could be an animal protein or it can be breads or rice. Excuse me, bread or rice. Those types of things, carbs, like high carb diets, processed foods. You'll notice a issue. Yep. So, hey Cash, I know you came kind of late. You might just want to rewind this live because we've been at it for an hour and 30 minutes, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, but it's some good information. If you got any questions, like extra questions, you can email me, guys. I know I've kind of been MIA, like I was saying before. Got a baby on the way, so little girl. So I just kind of been tending to my wife and making sure she's good and the kids and things like that. But you guys are always in my heart, and I'm gonna always continue to deliver some content and value to you guys, either through videos or through lives, where you guys can ask questions and things like that. If you do want one-on-one coaching, I'm here for you for your specific need. Everybody's need is different. Everybody's situation is different. So I'm here for you, and I do provide ongoing support. So even if you're not being coached, and you've already been coached, you can continue to reach out and to ask questions or whatever you need. All right. So with that being said, thank you guys also for your valuable time, because your time is just as valuable as mine, and all of the wonderful questions and feedback. And let's keep spreading, the love in this community. Um, you know, and just keep going, guys. Don't quit, don't give up. The first thing I would do if I was someone still struggling with the issue of bad breath, halitosis, I would first of all do exactly what I mentioned. Is I would go and get the sinus squeeze it bottle, and I would go and get a bowl or a big cup, because you might have to repeat the process. And I will just go ahead and do the technique that I talked about in this video. So if you watch it all the way through, you'll know what I'm talking about, the technique, the sinus rinse technique. I would do that first just to see, and put my hand in a way as I'm squirting it out to see if there's any like mucus or stringy like substance. I would do that multiple times in each nose just to see what comes out. If your pathway is clear, then that's a great thing. That's a great thing. Then you can continue to build on it. But if you're getting that mucus and all of that stuff going on, we got to clean up the diet. We got to definitely do that. That would be the first thing I would do. The next thing I would do is I would start looking at my system. All right, my pooping system. All right. Um, you know, am I pooping every day? That's number one. Okay, if you eat 3 times today, how many times did you poop today? Oh, I didn't poop today at all. Yeah, that ain't gonna work, right? So you gotta, if you ate 3 times a day and you didn't poop today, your system is compromised. It's blocked up. It shouldn't. Your system doesn't work like that. It shouldn't work like that, but it does. So now we got to get the system flowing. How are we going to do that, Mark? Drink some lemon water, some warm lemon water in the morning before you get up. That normally can stimulate the enzymes in your gut, help you poop. And then you can also do or use prebiotics. Start consuming that multiple times throughout the day, drinking water. Don't put any more gluten or glue in your system, no processed food in your system, and see if you start to poop. When you start to poop, boom, okay, cool. Now you can start killing off the bacteria, the microbes that's not good in your system. All right, you can ease up off the prebiotics. Don't take any probiotics, and you start taking antifungal, not digestible, but antifungal supplements. Garlic, we talked about that in this video. Garlic, ginger, Candida ABX is one. Candida supplements, oil of oregano. These are some of the supplements that you can take. Start taking those, consuming them, eating healthy, get on a Candida diet. That's going to kill off the bacteria. It's going to kill it off. That's going to turn your system around. What you should start noticing in a few days, you should start noticing that you don't have those tastes, you don't have the smells. It doesn't have to take long once you start taking the supplements. It doesn't have to take long. I think where the struggle comes in at is if people are not staying consistent, or if they don't see results right away, they don't have the self-control or the discipline to just continue through. All right. So, keep going, keep going. We've seen people have breakthroughs in a couple days, 4 days, 3 days, 30 days. Everybody's situation is different. And then from there, you just keep building on it, keep building on it, keep building on it. All right. So I hope that helps. Have a great weekend, guys. Go hard. You guys are great. Be great. You all have purpose. I like to build you up because all of us have purpose. For those of you that's have considered taking your life because this issue has plagued you, I beg you to not do that. And I pray that you find what your purpose is, or understand that your purpose is great, and that I had so many opportunities to do that, to take my life, but I didn't. And I'm here today to talk to you guys, and be a form of a help. Put myself out here on blast. You know what I'm saying, for other people. So I'm someone that live by this, and I believe in it. I don't know everything. I still learn as I go. I learn new stuff from people in the health industry, but I just feel like nobody's doing it like us in terms of tackling a specific issue. They kind of cover health overall, but what we focus is only on, just totally on the breath and that whole deal. So just know that I have your best interest at heart, and we as a community, we have one of the, even though we still have a small community, um, it's a blessing to be able to pour into you all, and for you all to pour into other people. Some of the energy and some of the feedback that we get from other people, man, it's powerful, man. And I learn from you guys just as well. So yeah, just keep going one day at a time. If you have questions, email me. Don't be afraid to email me. No question is a dumb question. Um, I have people pouring their hearts out to us and to me. You guys, if I read some of the stuff that I get in the email and pictures that I get from people, just showing who they are, and just wanting, to put a face with a name and understand their story, it's mind blowing, man. And it makes it all worthwhile. So just know that you guys have purpose, man, and that somebody else is depending on you. And whatever your career goals or whatever it is that you're trying to do in life, don't lose sight of it because of this issue. You know, you're gonna make it. You're gonna be great. It just takes discipline. Some people it takes more time than others, and it's all based on their level of willingness, their commitment, and also their understanding of what has to happen. So yeah, just keep going, guys. The sky's the limit for you, no matter where you're located. Um, no matter where you are in the world. You know, there's a war going on, of course, Ukraine. So there's, I mean, if you're not in a war and you're not living, over there, you have a measure of being, blessed. All of us have adversity, but you are, you're blessed. You know what I'm saying? And we just take it one day at a time. And that's from the heart, guys. Just take it one day at a time, and don't try not to get ahead of yourself. And continue. If I can leave anything else with you, is continue to build yourself up, because people might try to tear you down or bring you down or destroy you with their words, but always know who you are. When you know who you are, there's nothing that anybody else can say, no matter if it's true or not. There's nothing that nobody else can say to bring you down, to destroy you. Only you can destroy you. All right. All right. So with that being said, I'm gonna get out of here for real. And yeah, I plan to see you guys here real soon. Take care.